Hey, what's up, everybody? Navid Moazzez here, and warm welcome. I'm here today with Liam Austin, and we're gonna get into some really cool stuff here because I connected with Liam. I think it was a few months back because I found out about his first summit, the LinkedIn Success Summit. They were really successful with it. They got, you know, kind of. I'm not gonna spoil it for you here, but he got quite a good success for his first summit, and just because of the success with the LinkedIn Success Summit, he decided to put together a second summit, which called the Email Success Summit. So kind of you see a lot of success in there, but you don't have to go overboard with the name. And then we decided to do this kind of case study. Has been kind of following my virtual summit mastery system for doing the same model. And yeah, we're gonna get into some cool stuff here today. So warm welcome, Liam.
Yeah, thanks very much, Navid. Yeah, I've run 2 summits now, and I can't speak more highly of trying to run online conference or a virtual summit. Why? Because we were doing online training, webinars, podcasts, that kind of thing in the past, and the results just far surpassed anything we did comparable.
Yeah, but you even before the summits, you did partner, with experts and so on. But then, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you saw some amazing success with your summit. So that's what I love it so much. It's like a business model. So you actually do these summits on quite a regular basis now. But we can kind of start from the beginning. Why did you even consider doing that? What did your business look like before you did your first summit, the LinkedIn Success Summit? And then we can get into some results and then some action steps there.
Okay, for people that don't know me, I started off with a group on LinkedIn called the Small Business Network, and that group has now grown into 110,000 members. But when before I did my first LinkedIn Success Summit in December of 2015, we had around 90,000 members. So we did have a community there. We did have an audience there that we could tap into and use. And if you do already have a community or an email list or a group on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever it is, that's going to obviously help you with your launch. And we originally started providing free training on a weekly basis to our members, and we got substandard kind of results in terms of my expectations from it, and definitely when comparing it to the summits that we ran. Now, the different training that we ran on a weekly basis, we had one expert come in and provide an online training, and then we'd give free access to the community to watch and learn from that expert on various topics, from how to generate leads, sales, meetings, from software to finance to legal. And the topic that really resonated with our audience was how to generate leads, sales, and profit from LinkedIn. It was the training that always got the most amount of people attending, and also made us the most amount of money as well. So we decided to run the LinkedIn Success Summit based on the success we had with LinkedIn topics previously, and we just brought in 37 of the world's top LinkedIn experts. There were authors, influencers, to come in and just share their expertise with our Small Business Network group on LinkedIn.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's kind of a great way to validate if you already have some kind of audience. You had the group on LinkedIn there, and you saw that it was popular, and then you can just go with that. It's kind of specific. It was around LinkedIn, and I mean, and let's get into some results there as well. I want people to get a little bit excited about what you achieved with your first summit. Yes, you had an audience, but that's not the full story. You still got, I mean, even for her first summit, I think that was a fantastic success. Even though you had like 100,000 people in your LinkedIn group, that doesn't mean all of them would sign up for your summit, right?
No, that's right. I think the group on LinkedIn wasn't necessarily as engaged. We don't have as much control or influence over the members, purely because it's on the LinkedIn platform. It's a group there, so we've got only the ability to email them once a week, and we're only allowed to put one featured post. We can't do much in terms of interacting and managing the group, unfortunately. So yeah, we had 15,000 people show up to our first summit, which we were super excited about. We were aiming for 10,000 people, and we reached 10,000 people probably just over 7 days out from the summit. And the other 5,000 came just in that week leading up to the summit and during the summit too. So a lot of people, find out about your summit, it's particularly in my experience, the summits, in the week leading up to the summit, as well as in the first couple of days of your summit as well.
Yeah, definitely. And what would you say, what was your email list before you did the summit? And, obviously 15,000 after, but was it a few thousand, or what was your audience like?
Yeah, so the reason why we've gone on...
Yeah, sorry, I guess besides the LinkedIn group, then you had that audience, but would you say that a lot of people came over from there?
Yeah, so there was a big difference we saw, right? So we had these weekly trainings that we'd promote out to our LinkedIn group and to our email list and anywhere else we could promote it, and we'd see a trickle. I call it a trickle now. It was quite good numbers, but it feels like a trickle now looking back. And we had probably just a few thousand email subscribers, not many, like under kind of 5,000 email subscribers, I'd say, before we started with the summits. As soon as we started promoting this one-time, one-off free event with 35 experts all under the one roof, all at the one place at the same time, that just like snowballed our weekly free training sessions into this compact, like massive event, which felt a lot more valuable to our audience and the people that ended up subscribing and getting a free ticket to the event. So we went from a couple of thousand email subscribers to having a whole new 15,000 list of people interested in LinkedIn, and these were specifically small business owners, entrepreneurs, which is the community and our target audience.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what was the revenue like and the sales that came in from, you sold an all access pass similar to, what I'm teaching, you sign up for the summit and then you're upselling them on the all access pass, which is just brilliant because you get a very high conversion rate on this too. Like as people signing up, they're excited, you get even sales before the summit kicks off. And then obviously during the summit, there's some strategies there to maximize. But would you get into kind of the numbers here, the real data, like what did you get from those 15,000 people who signed up? What was the revenue like?
Yeah, you can probably tell by my accent, I'm Australian, but I won't put you through the pain of working out Australian dollars. We did around about 60,000 US dollars from the whole summit. And looking back, a lot, like a big proportion of the sales come before the summit even begins. So make sure that you are doing, a lot of promotion in the, 2 to 3 weeks out from the summit. You've got all your, your sales pages, your funnels, your shopping cart, your sales page ready to accept payments as well, because a lot of sales, as I said, do come in, in that first week and the first few days leading up into the summit and the first couple of days of the summit. And one exciting thing I just wanted to tell you guys, like that first sale, right, is super exciting. We actually, so I run my business smalltoday.com with my partner Sarah, and we set up an alert on our mobile phones every time we got a sale, or every time someone purchased this all access pass, we get an alert on our phone. So to use that, we literally we use Stripe as our payment provider. And there's an app called If This Then That, and there's a little just plug-in that you can just the option to choose to, whenever you Stripe sees a payment, alert If This Then That to send an alert directly through to your mobile phone. And so every time we'd get a sale, it would be like cha-ching, not quite that noise, but beep beep. And it was really cool being in Australia, waking up at 6, 7, 8 in the morning and seeing all these sales coming through internationally. It just makes running a summit all worthwhile to know that you might be out shopping and getting this ding 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 on your phone, knowing that you're making sales, almost like passive income, even though you've done all the hard work, you've done all the setup to make it happen.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I really just remember my experience for my first summit myself, like getting this like catching or whatever in your phone. That was pretty amazing, especially if you don't have that experience. Even now, like now it's more common you're getting these, but still it feels amazing all the time you're getting that, and it's still a lot of hard work leading up to it. I appreciate you for telling it's not all that. It's a lot of hard work to put together a great summit. So you got all this success with the LinkedIn Success Summit, and then we can get into some promotional strategies as well. But before we do, I wanted to kind of get people a little bit interested also in the email success summit you did, because you got great success with that too, which is still kind of a niche audience. I wanted to see how you even came up with that idea. Like, was that from your first summit? Maybe something how you surveyed. I mean, I talk about this quite a bit, that it's important to survey your audience from your first virtual summit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we surveyed our audience, our email list, our LinkedIn group, and looked at the results of what training, what emails were the most clicked, opened, what were people interested in, right? Sales ultimately is the best indicator. So for us, when we were running the free weekly training, the LinkedIn training seemed to provide the most amount of value to our audience and ultimately the most amount of sales to us as a business. So that's why we ran the LinkedIn Success Summit. But the Email Success Summit came about because the 37 experts we had come and teach people about how to generate lead, sales, and profit from LinkedIn as a business owner. Were telling us that LinkedIn is a platform of 400 million people, of professionals. It's a CRM system, right? With 400 million people you can access. It's great for targeting, be really specific on potential customers, clients, potential partners for your business. And the advanced search, if you pay for LinkedIn, is brilliant to narrow down exactly who those people are. But you need to build a relationship with them briefly on LinkedIn, enough for you to get permission to be emailing them, but get them off LinkedIn. First of all, get their email address was the primary end goal that our speakers and experts were expressing that our audience and our listeners should be doing. So the Email Success Summit came along with, okay, now you've got this email address. How do you go about nurturing that relationship to actually even grow your email list further, build yourself as an authority, build those relationships with your audience so that they feel comfortable purchasing from you, so they trust you and you've got that credibility with them. So yeah, the Email Success Summit, we had 41 email marketing experts teaching people how to set up landing page, create lead magnets, build lists, copywriting, and how to ultimately profit and make money from email as well. And in terms of email, I mean, these virtual summits that you run, if you didn't have email, they wouldn't work, at least in my experience. The email is such a crucial element of running a virtual summit. And if you don't have the right copy, the right call to actions in the right place, as well as, the abandoned cart sequences and stuff like that, someone's ended up putting, the all access pass into your cart and they're about to purchase and then they don't purchase. There needs to be like a follow-up mechanism, an alert to tell you that this is happening and to ultimately convert them over. And there's some awesome sessions that are covered in the Email Success Summit that I learned a lot from, and I'm going to be constantly implementing in my business over the next 12 months because there was a lot to take in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was a speaker myself and I also tuned into a few sessions. There were some brilliant marketers on there, and obviously for a summit is relevant. And I saw you implemented some strategies for like when people check out go to your order form and they don't purchase, they might actually get maybe a follow-up sequence. There's some cool strategy you can also use for your summit, obviously. But what results did you get from this? I mean, you had the momentum built up for the LinkedIn Success Summit, and I know we talked a little bit about that. You were like excited, you were putting this together, but could you possibly replicate the success? So feel free to share here what results you got from your last summit.
Yeah, so we had a little bit less time, I think, to implement and pull this one together because Sarah's parents were over from Sweden visiting us, and we had them in the house. We didn't really work too much over the Christmas period. And so we had probably a bit more speakers than what I wanted, which, obviously takes up time in preparing, the schedule, the topic and the questions with each of the speakers. With 41, I think, less than that is okay. 30 plus kind of speakers works in my experience. So how did it go? It didn't go quite as well as the LinkedIn Success Summit. But in saying that, I mean, we had 15,000 at the LinkedIn Success Summit. We had 14,000 at the Email Success Summit. So they went pretty much similar. They went very, very well. I think I keep on having too high expectations, I think, of myself sometimes. But in terms of why did it necessarily not go even further and go a lot more email subscribers? I think that there was a couple of reasons. Number one, there was a lot of promotions going on at that time, which was March of 2016. So just last month as of this recording. Yeah. And there was a lot of, big product launches, big campaigns going out. So a lot of our partners, a lot of our affiliates had already committed to doing promotions. And if they could do a promotion, they could only do, a part promotion or not a full commitment. And so we lost a lot of headway there. So in terms of if you are planning your summit, have a look at like what else is going on in the marketplace. Try to get, your affiliates, your partners, your speakers locked in well in advance, so that they lock in those dates. They're going to be promoting the summit, be promoting it for you. And I think, the other reason, I think, email marketing as opposed to LinkedIn. I think there's a lot out there on email marketing, whereas in LinkedIn, there wasn't necessarily a summit or a lot of content out there. So that affected the conversion rates, I think, as well. So, totally. But then again, even if there is a topic out there that's been done before, I think, email, I'll definitely do it again. I think it was a good topic. And when you see other conferences going on out there, it means, that it verifies that there's a market for your summit. Totally. So don't necessarily be scared that there's a topic or a conference already going on in your marketplace. Whatever you do, it's going to be unique. Why? Because you're going to be doing the interviews, you're going to be leading the questions, and you'll probably have different speakers attending as well.
Yeah, totally. I mean, just to get an idea for people, you did your first summit in I think it was November, right? And then now it's, at the time of this recording, it's April. So you've grown your email list with around 31,000 people in a very short amount of time. You generate obviously over 100,000 US dollars from those people, which is just fantastic. And then maybe you can get into a little bit more how you're leveraging this audience. Like you mentioned in the pre-chat here that you're actually doing a few affiliate promotions. You're actually implementing some strategies you learned from some of the people on the Email Success Summit to kind of maximize this, because now you have an asset, you have an audience. And what I talk a lot about is the lifetime value. People, when I, for example, work with clients, they sometimes not even set the goal at, hey, we're gonna make $300,000, but rather set the goal in how many subscribers you want to get, because they are super engaged, and you can make more money as you go with them. You can make over the next 6 to 12 months, you'll make more money rather than focus on the quick dollar, right when they sign up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I learned a lot from the Email Success Summit. And one of the things was, targeting, segmenting, and making sure that, you're being relevant. You're providing value in every single email. And we want to do that, right? I want to really do that, and looking after our audience, because our email list is our biggest asset, and it really is your biggest asset. I mean, if you are ever thinking of, say, for instance, selling your company, selling your business, the acquirer will be looking at, well, how many members do you have? How many people do you have in your email list? How many paying customers do you have? All that kind of thing. And it really comes down to, what is your relationship with your audience? What's their engagement levels? Are they replying? Are they clicking? Are they buying from you? And so how do you get a really engaged audience, and how do you build a relationship with them? It's by providing value every single time you send an email. And it's also about being relevant to them as well, because yes, it could be super, super valuable, but maybe it's not relevant. So tagging your subscribers based on their behavior. So for instance, we've run a LinkedIn Success Summit. So everyone that signed up for the LinkedIn Success Summit have been tagged in being interested in LinkedIn, in B2B type sales. The email marketing, or the email Success Summit, we've tagged people being interested in copywriting, email marketing, and we can then send them relevant content, valuable information to help them progress with, these interests. To help them ultimately, our goal, our tagline is, to help our entrepreneurs, our small business owners generate more leads, sales, and profit for their business. And so, yeah, we look at, what other partners are out there that are providing, a product or a service that could help our audience. And we can run affiliate partnerships and promote their products and services out to our audience based on us knowing that our audience is interested in that topic and would most likely be interested in that product or service. So not only is it about us just promoting something that's going to make us money, but it has to be relevant, valuable, and it has to be from someone that I trust and a product that I trust and I've checked out and I know is valuable and going to give value to our members as well.
Yeah, and this can actually be a pretty significant revenue number too. I don't know if you have anything specifically to share, but you are promoting a few people. Right now I'm seeing you promoting a few people as well. And how do you have any numbers to share from any promotions you've done so far, based on kind of what you've done with your summit? From the summit itself.
Yeah, we've done a couple of promotions with affiliates now, and there's been a couple that have made 5 figures US just from the affiliate promotion, which is really cool. And that's only from sending a couple of emails as well, and not pissing off your audience either. Like, you've got to be relevant, sending them to the right people, and give them the option to unsubscribe from getting promotions from that specific product or service, or that particular topic might not be of interest to them. So I think the most important thing is, yes, we can make money from it and it's going well, but we'll only make money from these promotions if we're being relevant and providing value.
If you go back a little bit to the summit here, like any challenges you faced? I mean, that, I know for my first one, it was like a lot of things that could go wrong. Anything you faced along the way that you want to share with people here, so maybe they don't make the same mistakes?
The technology can be horrible. I'm sure everyone struggles with technology. I struggle with the technology. I know my way around, building websites with WordPress, using Infusionsoft. I'm getting there, although it can be used as it can be quite difficult to understand it sometimes, but if you've got some experts to help you around, and this is why summits are great, right? Like, you need to rely on experts who have made all the mistakes so you can avoid them, and then they've learned everything that's working so you can replicate what's working, those successes, right? If you're considering doing a virtual summit, learn from other people doing virtual summits, learn from Navid, who's, created a course. I kind of forgot where I was going with that. You might need to record.
Yeah, no, that was the challenge. The challenges like you faced along the way as you're putting together your summit. That's kind of what we were talking about.
Yes. So in terms of the challenges, So I think it's definitely the tech side of things is the biggest challenge, to make sure everything runs smoothly. So you make sure, use the tools that other people are using. I know, Navid, you recommend some tools that you use that works quite well. I use quite similar tools as well. Happy for, to reach out and ask me. And Cloudways is, it's really important that you get a good web host, and Cloudways is the web hosts that we use, and they're doing a great job of making sure the site is up, that it handles the traffic, and they're really they're available for you. So they're there for you to communicate with. If you do have any problems or issues, they're there at hand 24/7. And that's really important in a web host. So check that out. So make sure you get the tech right. Test things beforehand. Always test, because there's something definitely going to be is going to go wrong, and so prepare for something going wrong. Okay, so a good example, in our most recent email success summit, we used Vimeo as our video hosting provider, and literally 40 minutes into the launch of the very first day and the very first session, Vimeo goes down worldwide. Right? Vimeo is a massive international video hosting company, hosting videos from super celebrities, massive companies all around the world. And this, like, all videos went down worldwide. They weren't able to play. And here we are, just sent out an email. People are 40 minutes through the first session. They're about to start watching the second session. And because the first session's already began, it's already loaded on their computer, they watch that fine. But anyone joining late is getting a oops error message from Vimeo on our site, as well as people trying to access the second session of the day. We're getting these error messages as well. So 14,000 people attending a summit. You can imagine we got quite a lot of emails saying, what's going on? Like, you guys have stuffed up. What are you guys going to do about this? You gave me a free ticket, blah, blah, blah. Like, angry people, right? Even though you're doing something so great, like it's free, you're providing so much value, some people still get angry. I mean, there are some that, understand. And we had some great speakers who were involved in our summit, the Email Success Summit at the time. And they were in talking and chatting and commenting on these angry customers' or viewers' comments, and just saying, hey, no worries, it's Liam, I've spoken to him, and it's being sorted, we'll get it sorted soon. And that was really tough to keep on top of that. So Sarah, myself, my team were trying to get that, I suppose that everyone to calm down, to let them understand what was going on, and communicating. That's like the most important thing. So we didn't necessarily have a backup, but straight away we went and used Wistia. The Wistia have a free account up to 5 videos, I believe, from memory. And so we instantly went and uploaded 5 videos from the first day, which we had 7 on the first day. So we were hoping that it was Vimeo was going to get fixed by the time they got to the 6th and 7th video. But we uploaded 5 videos to Wistia. I had to rush into my office because it was faster upload speeds here in the office at like 3 a.m. in the morning here in Sydney to make that happen. So yeah, things can go wrong, even with the most well-prepared things. So if you can have backups, great. And just, if things go wrong, which they will, just make sure, my best advice will be just communicate with your audience and make it up to them somehow by giving them, a free gift, free access, or extending their viewing period from 48 hours to 72 hours, or, just give them a little gift, and, that your audience will appreciate it. And again, that's about you building your relationship with your potential customers.
Yeah, totally. I mean, even for the summit we did with the Self-Publishing Success Summit, actually our server went down because they weren't, well prepared. We have been, me and my designer, we've been talking about it. Like, maybe we should upgrade this a little bit. We gotta get a lot of traffic here, but we haven't really put a lot of focus on it. And then it went down, and we had to kind of upgrade this, but it still took some time, because when people, if you're doing a massive summit like that, a lot of people are clicking through to go to the session, and then it's just overloading. They overloaded their servers apparently, and then we had to communicate again. But it's actually very simple. Things can go wrong, but just about anything, like a launch, whatever you're doing, can go, a little bit wrong. So you just have to communicate, as you said here, Liam, send out an email, tell them about what happened. Most people will understand. If they're so pissed, like getting some emails, do you really want them in your audience anyway? If they're just a pissed, like, angry person, most likely not. So I don't think it matters too much. honestly, and it's just great that you can fix things like with Vistia like you did. I think so. It's just solving the problem.
Yeah, and Vimeo ended up getting everything fixed within, I think, just over 2 hours time, which helped us. But we still needed that backup there, and we still got some thanks from our audience by providing that that just communicating with them made such a massive difference.
Great. So just quickly, we kind of touched upon this a bit, but like how long it took you to put together your first summit? When did you start? And like, did you have a big team in place? A little bit like how much money you invested into it as well. I know you I think you're working now with your partner. Maybe she was on board even for the first summit you did.
Yeah, so there's been 3 of us on the team, and we've been doing it within 2 to 3 months. It's kind of like the short version of it. So we spent a lot of time, building the website, creating the copy, the text, the content, and then also writing the emails. The emails, can kind of come a little bit later as you go. You can write them as you go, but preparing everything else up front in terms of, the speakers, the agenda, the topics you want to cover, and then scheduling the agenda. I mean, we're doing the agenda, in about a week just before the event, which is maybe not necessarily best practice, but at the same time, it helps generate hype around the event coming in. It gives another excuse for people to, to email people, get them excited about what's coming up as well. So preparation time, a lot of the time needs to be taken, was spent for us at least, on identifying who we wanted to speak at the event, as well as finding promotional partners, so strategic partners to help us promote the event. So that's where all our effort and time is really spent, on the marketing side of things. Now, for the last 2 events we've done, I haven't spent anything on paid advertising at all. It's all been about nurturing and building relationships with partners who have large audiences of small business owners or entrepreneurs. So if you do have a large audience of business owners or entrepreneurs, happy to if you get in touch with me, and we can work out how we can help each other. And that's what I think it's all about. It's about nurturing relationships, about building relationships, and that's where a lot of the time is spent, unfortunately. So if you can have a partner or a virtual assistant to help you communicate, to keep up with emails, and to help you with some of the grunt work, it'll make things a lot easier.
Totally. I mean, it'll make it easier for you. But even if let's say you don't have a budget yet, you're just starting out, you can still do it the first time yourself. And for the second round, you can hire, a small team. You just had two other people on board, pretty much. That's it. And you were able to do it in a very short amount of time, since you focus, I guess, on the right things. I mean, most time should be spent on the promotion and like identifying people, and obviously take some time to interview people. But if you have a system for that, you do it over, let's say, a few weeks, then you don't have to spend too much time like going back and forth with people and all that. I know you had a pretty solid system for that for your last summit, like how you kind of got people on board, how you got them to share exactly, what they're going to cover. And they were, well informed pretty much before you did the interview. So I really enjoyed that. But let's kind of move forward here to the next question, which is, how's creating these summits changed your business or perspective? And if it's changed your life too, feel free to share that here.
Yeah, so changing our lives, like absolutely. So creating an online business, creating any type of online business allows you to travel. So we're looking at traveling over the next few months overseas into Asia, and maybe living over there for a little while as well. And it gives you that flexibility to go and do these types of things, to work the hours you want to work, and put in the effort, knowing that all this effort is going to be coming back directly to you. You're not working necessarily for someone else. And particularly with the summits, deadlines work really, really well. You set yourself a target of, okay, I want this event to begin. Oh no, I don't want it. Like, announce it to your audience. This event is beginning, the 13th of March 2016. It was 14th of March 2016 was the deadline that we had to hit. And so we put that on the website before we even reached out to any of our speakers, because you want to let them know that this is definitely happening, and let them know all the details, the dates and other speakers and so forth. So that deadline really helps you in terms of making sure you get stuff done. And then talking about, getting speakers, set yourself deadline for getting the first, 70-80% of the speakers on by X date. Have the recordings of 80% of them done by X date. Some kind of trickle over that date, which is why I don't say 100%, because there's things happen, people get delayed, or you're waiting for the Richard Branson of your summit to say yes. So it's changed our lives, because running a virtual summit gives you that freedom to travel, do what you want, to set your own deadlines, set your own schedule, and make money to be able to live the lifestyle you really want.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to me, actually. Like, my reason for even doing it in the first place, growing an audience, obviously, provide a lot of value to them, but also so I could, achieve my lifestyle. I wanted to be able to quit my job at a time. That was with my first summit. And then, let's say for Chandler Bolt, it was, a little bit different. He already had a successful business. He just wanted to scale his business. And I guess, like, as you grow, that will be more relevant. Let's say you already have a 6-figure business. Okay, then you want to take things to the next level. Now you have 31,000 subscribers. Yeah, what do you want to do with your next summit? You just want to kind of keep pushing it, And obviously that enables you to, live your ideal lifestyle, get the freedom you want there. So thanks for sharing. That's kind of very similar to what I'm doing. Like, I'm living in Barcelona. I can, travel wherever I want, obviously. But, something else here that people maybe don't even realize what can happen with summits. Like, I'm happy to hear from you any surprises or anything that you really didn't maybe even expect coming from it. Was it a partnership, maybe an opportunity you got from it? So what do you say there?
Yeah, the reward of helping people by giving away so much value for free, because ultimately you are giving away, 95% of your people attending or registering for your summit will be getting it for free. So you are providing a load of value to, people who might not necessarily ever be able to afford to get access to learn from the speakers that you have at the event. They will never be able to pay to attend a similar, live in-person conference or event, that they have to pay for a hotel, flights and food, and then the ticket actually to the event. The event is free. So the reward of, impacting and helping these small business owners and entrepreneurs, for myself, getting the emails, getting the comments, getting the thank you. I haven't got any gifts yet. Not that I would ever ask or any or would want any. It's so rewarding to be able to get that feedback from, mums and dad shop owners, people trying to start their own online business, B2B professionals coming to me and just saying, wow, thank you so much for providing so much value. And, even though it is for free, I've signed up and purchased the All Access Pass, or sorry, I can't afford to purchase it right now because X, Y, and Z happens. It's one of the most rewarding things that I didn't expect to come out of running these summits, but I was hoping that I'd be able to impact and help these many people, but I didn't realize how appreciative they would be.
Awesome. That's great. And what's next for you? What are you working on maybe after your summit now? How are you leveraging this moving forward?
Yeah, so ever since we started, we've been running smalltoday.com as a membership community, so an online community for small business owners, entrepreneurs to learn from experts. And we started off, with these free weekly training. We've got Guy Kawasaki, Chris Brogan, Rand Fishkin, a lot of other guys who had provided training before we ran these summits, and we've placed them into the Small Today membership community. So that's our focus now, that we've done these 2 summits. We've got a little more content to share with our membership, and we're going to be changing up the Small Today membership quite a bit, where we're providing a lot more content. Obviously, the design is changing. Our relationship, I think, with our audience, because we've got a big influx of people that we're promoting this to now and inviting into the membership, and into the community as well, where we can interact with them. They can interact with other like-minded entrepreneurs, and the experts from our summits that we've run are also into the community as well, so are able to answer questions for our members. And so I'm super excited about this journey, which is more about helping people long after the summit's over, and not just with LinkedIn, but LinkedIn flowed into email, and then what is next? What can we help ultimately our members generate more leads, sales, and profit for their business? How do we go about that? And that's by this smalltoday.com membership.
Awesome. I mean, that's great to use your summit content for, let's say, a membership, but also like provide this ongoing support. I think that's a great way to also repurpose, so you don't let just the summit content sit there. Obviously, you can sell it afterwards and all that. But what can you do with this to give maybe some members, they want extra support, and then you have that kind of community, this recurring membership, so people can pay on a monthly basis. And what are you charging for this, by the way, like for people to get access to this afterwards?
Well, for the really early birds, our current customers and clients, we've given them a super cheap entry level type prices, like beta testers, to help us grow, to get our first couple of hundred members in, and then it is increasing over the next few months as we grow it, as we add more content, as we have more members in there, and we need to add more people to the team, that kind of thing. But right now, our first offering is under $50 per month. Nice. And also there is a yearly option as well, where you save 30% on the price if you pay yearly, which we want to try to encourage people to do. Why? Because being part of a community or part of a membership allows you to grow and interact, and we get to know you a little bit more, as well as you get to know some of the other members in the community who are getting to know you as well, and are able to understand your business a bit more and help you on your journey along the way to generate more leads, sales, and profit for your business.
Awesome. That sounds really, really exciting. I'm happy to follow up on that for sure, how it's going to kind of get members in there. But kind of the 2 last questions I have for you is, what's your advice to someone who's about to begin their journey to create, promote, and profit from their own summit, so they can skyrocket their business and brand kind of in the way you did here? Obviously, results vary, but still, you were able to get quite a lot of success. I mean, I had a lot of other students doing it. So what's your advice there if someone's gonna, maybe do their first summit?
Jump in and just make it happen. Just do it, right? And I've said this many times, and people who know me probably get bored of it, but learn from experts, learn from Navid, learn from other people who are running summits successfully. You mentioned Chandler Bolt there, did one really successfully. Check out what they're doing, look at their website, look at their pages, read their copy, read the emails, watch the videos, purchase an all-access pass, watch the videos, and sign up to a course, obviously, like Virtual Summit Mastery, so you can learn from experts, learn from other people who've done it, so you can avoid the mistakes and replicate the successes, so that when you go ahead and do your first summit, it's more likely you're going to be successful and be happy with the result, and even have it exceed your expectations, because you've done all the right things. You've avoided those mistakes of maybe missing out on thousands of dollars because your server went down or Vimeo crashed. I mean, you can't necessarily avoid Vimeo crashing, but you can have a backup. You know what I mean? Like, learn from others' mistakes and experiences. Interact with people in a community. I mean, that's why I'm building a community, because you learn from others, their ideas, their concepts, their lead magnets, whatever it is, to help you generate more ticket sales. Learn from people who are doing it, from like-minded entrepreneurs, and you'll hopefully build some great relationships out of it as well.
Yeah, for sure. And kind of the final thing here, since you've now been in the Virtual Summit Mastery program and community for, a little while here, what do you have to say to someone who's considering joining the program? You've seen the value in there, you've seen some stuff in the course and all that, and you're obviously implementing some stuff for your own summit. So what do you have to say to people who are on the edge? Maybe they want to do their summit, in the next few months here.
If you're considering purchasing, Virtual Summit Mastery, trying to learn how to run a virtual summit for yourself, for your business, to scale your business, or maybe it's to start your own online business, to build your authority. Learn from experts, right? Purchase the Virtual Summit Mastery program, get access to the resources that Navid has built and is on. I've seen him doing this now over the past 6 months or so, where you're constantly adding content, you're constantly reaching out to people like myself for case studies, for interviews, and you're improving and upgrading the content as we go along, as well as you're really responsive to your community members as well. I see you in there being really responsive to the Facebook community and so forth. So I think that if you're serious about running a virtual summit, you really need to learn from the experts, people who have done it before. And Navid has managed to pull all of these experts into one kind of place to learn how to create a profitable, successful virtual summit. And it's going to keep improving and growing as well. And I know that Navid does have a guarantee. If you don't get results, that he will give you your money back, and he guarantees that you will get your speakers as well. So it's a no-brainer, I think, in terms of purchasing it. Get access to it. Learn from the experts as much as possible to avoid those mistakes, and add an extra few $1,000s to your back pocket as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, guys like you're in there. Like, I have a lot of VSM graduates and people who have hosted their successful summits in the program, which is pretty cool. So I see constantly people, whenever they have time, they just ping it, pop in there. They add value to people asking questions. And, pretty much I haven't seen any questions get unanswered in the group. If you ask a question, maybe it's not from me, but it's at least from someone who got a response. You get an answer there, or they try to help you. And there's some networking. There's some people actually in the community, students connecting and even interviewing each other for their summits, which is pretty cool. So a lot of networking opportunities there. Connect with each other. There's a lot of really top performers in there, like Liam, like myself, like a lot of other successful students too. So yeah, if you're interested, you can go check out the cheat sheet I have first. It's over at virtualsummitmastery.com/cheat sheet. And obviously, if you're interested to join the program, we go way more in depth there, and I'm happy to have you. So thanks so much, Liam, for coming on here and sharing your story and how you were able to grow your business a lot with hosting profitable virtual summits.
Absolutely. No worries, Navid. Happy to help anyone looking to do a virtual summit, and you're doing a great thing as well.